just want to go say it.
Unless you send me an email or something, I didn't see it.
It was email.
All right, so I guess we're gonna start at 6.
So we're at $3 million right now.
Well, I gotta start.
Gotta start at 5:30.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do the agenda now. because the public hearing starts at 6.
Okay.
Might be a long public hearing.
Okay.
Is that all right with you? Is that all right with you?
It's all right.
Because I got some people coming to the public hearing, so we might be a while. They wanna talk about the parking.
Yeah, I think it's 10,000.
Cool.
Okay.
And the citizens.
I think if you.
Right? Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so.
Okay, let's go to, Kelly is not here, she's somewhere. I know where, but I'm not free at liberty to say so. Okay, so, thank you, Aaron, I'll do this one. Okay, Chris, you have your mind, fire, maybe?
Please, yeah.
All right, consent agenda, we have two, right?
Yes.
All right, 182, resolution authorizing a contract with Megabytes Event, concessionaire for the services at the Amsterdam Municipal Golf Course. The mayor called me, he called anybody else? The mayor called me on this one, and we went out to bid, and no one responded. So we're gonna hire Megan, her name is in here, Ms. Rosick, and the city is being desirous to enter into a contract with Megabytes Events to provide the concessionaire services, and a copy of subject contract being attached here too. And the execution of this contract is as follows. And as you can see through the contract, it's basically one of our basic contracts that we offer after we offer anyone to go out to bid. But as what Mara said to me today, no one responded, because I did ask me if we went out for proposals. She said she is the only one that came back. So let's take a minute and let's see what it says here, just so you know. See that the term of the lease commencing on and ending October 31st, that needs to be filled in. This agreement is made on this date between the city of Amsterdam and Megabytes Events. And then as you go by, and then you look down at rent, number 2. Monthly rental shall include using the Amsterdam Municipal Golf Course Pavilion, the existing pro shop, and a future patio, and a date to be determined until October 24th, will be comprised of 2 components. Now, the concessionaire shall pay $1,000 per month. In addition, the concessionaire shall pay to the landlord 8% of the gross sales. Payment,
So they'll be in charge of the pro shop?
they're gonna be in charge of the pro shop, or they're gonna be in charge of the pavilion down below? See where the existing pro shop is? Well, what they wanna do in the near future, to bring up the date, Mr. Mayor's here, is this basically comes under the whole umbrella of the golf course. That's what this is. Now, they're gonna make the pavilion, then they have a food truck. Okay, then they're gonna tie the pro shop, which the bathrooms are gonna be into this pavilion until they build the pro shop, until they build the clubhouse itself. So they're gonna operate as one, and that's where this comes in. Like the other individual, which I always thought was important, letter D, under rent. The tenant will have the option to opt out of contract anytime within 30 days of written notice, as what we did before. Okay? So this is a little bit different than before, because this concessionaire is gonna pay $1,000 per month plus 8% of the gross proceeds. And then everything else is the same.
So with the golf, let's go back to the pro shop. They're going to put all, whatever's gonna be sold, they will buy the inventory for the pro
Yes.
shop? So they'll handle all that?
They're running actual sales of like golf balls and merchandise like that?
We're talking about the concessionaire.
I know, that's what her question is. The existing pro shop, she thinks they're running a pro shop.
There is no pro shop. See, if you think about it, there is no pro shop, but existing pro shop is.
Okay, so there is no shop.
No. See what it says, I'll go to number B. The concessionaire will be given the opportunity to negotiate a renewal lease for the combined pavilion, the existing pro shop, and any future patio next year. So whatever pro shop there is, they have to provide, they have to supply it. They gotta put whatever they want in it.
That's
If
what I'm
they-
saying.
Yes, they have to do that. We're not doing it. We're not doing that.
I would defer to Mr. Clark. He's biting his lip.
With respect to the pro shop,
Remember, we're talking about the concessionaire.
understood. Who's ever managing that, just so everybody's aware, what the pro shop building
And the building.
is the building. We are in the process of, gonna be in the process of putting 2 bathrooms into that, that building, and we have already framed in a building, not a building, a small room in the Morton building across the lawn for a pro shop.
Right,
A 10 by 18 room
right.
that has windows that look out on the course. So, that's all the input I have, it's just.
They're
just
calling it
the
a pro
spaces.
shop building. It's the pro shop building.
Correct. That's where I think it's a building.
Okay, I'm not confused. It's a pro shop building.
Right.
It's a pro shop building. Because you're gonna find out when the mayor comes up and we talk about this whole golf course thing, the pro shop is gonna be run out of the pavilion.
Mhm.
When people come in and.
So we are gonna have, there is gonna be a pro shop to
Yes.
purchase whatever.
Yes,
So
and that's.
we
gonna
are
be-
not responsible
No,
for
we're not.
any inventory in that.
No, we're not.
Okay, that's what I want.
Okay. Any other questions? Chris?
No.
Chris? Ivy, you got any more?
They
Anthony,
have,
you got any
they have
questions?
their liquor license.
You got any questions?
No, I'm good.
Mike? You got anything to add to this?
No, I just wanted to clarify the physical space
Yeah.
that we were talking about.
This one. And
So do they have their like liquor license? Or they have to apply for it?
that's the thing, they need to apply, because that's why we're moving this right along quickly as possible. Yes. And the mayor called me up and you're not aware of another resolution, huh?
It's a,
What's this, the one about purchasing for? You were, Chris?
No, the other,
I don't know why you didn't bring it up.
Danny.
You're not aware of it either.
Those are,
I'll wait till he comes, okay? I'll wait till he comes, because he asked me to talk about it, and I'll wait till he comes, okay? And it ties into this.
so we'll talk about the rest of this with the mayor, because this has equipment.
Yeah, we'll talk about this, in a bit, okay? All right, let's move on to the regular agenda. And maybe he's not gonna put on tonight.
there's another consent.
There's
Is there is?
183.
183, temporary contract with D. Welling to provide temporary consulting services. The city is in need of temporary consulting services from the Department of Community and Economic Development, while the city is due to recent departure within. Oh, this is, the city desires to enter into a contract with Danielle Welling to provide said consultant service on a temporary basis. And whereas the city shall pay $50 per hour for said consulting services, would be contemplated that the consultant will provide services not greater than 20 hours a week. All right, I think I can nut this one up too. This is one we're gonna hire Danielle Welling. Remember, she's be in our recreation department. So this is gonna, basically, I think in the community economic development department, she's gonna be the assistant to Dan Gray. And get paid $50 per hour on a consultant fee. Now, I have not read this. This is the first time this is given to me. But maybe I should whereas the Community Economic Development Department administers numerous grants, projects, home developments in the city. And whereas the consultant has served in various capacities. And whereas the city is looking for a temporary consultant to assist with multiple projects, assist the Director of Economic Development until the grant position can be hired. Okay, so we're gonna hire Danielle on a temporary basis until the mayor hires an assistant director. So she's not really taking the assistant directorship. She's just gonna work as a consultant to help Dan Gray write grants.
Like a per diem too, like a per diem, not
Yes.
full-time,
Per hour, it says right here per hour.
per hour.
Okay, and then we're hiring her services as a consultant upon terms and conditions set forth in this agreement. Okay, now therefore, in consideration of covenants and conditions hereinafter contained and mutually exchanged together with $1 lawful money of the United States other good available consideration, the receipt of which is hereby acknowledged to the parties of the contract. So this is basically her contract she's gonna be hired as a consultant in Dayton Gray, not as an assistant. Not as an assistant director like Gina DeBerry was, but basically she's gonna be hired as a consultant, help them when in need, $50 per hour, not to exceed more than 50 hours a week, not to exceed 20 hours each week. I think that sounds self-explanatory.
So she has the background for this?
Yeah, she used to be here, and she used to work in the recreation department in this, and, she used to work for Sycamore, and she worked for us.
Dame's pretty smart. She's
She's very, very good at this, Danielle. Yes.
Is she a native? Is she a native?
Yes, she is.
Oh, okay.
Very good. Yeah, she is. She's on the native work. Okay, you Richard, you okay with this?
Yep.
Okay, Chris?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Okay, now we can move on the agenda. Okay, 174, adopting the minutes of last common council meeting. Kelly's not here, so I'll ask Chris to sponsor that. Okay, Chris?
Yep.
Thank you. Authorizing sale of city-owned property by the mayor, as you can see. Okay, Rich, you want to sponsor that for me?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's go to the city-owned property. Bids were advertised for below listed properties received in March. Property disposition committee met on March 6th. Reviewed all the applications and would like to recommend the below bids be awarded. I want to thank the city clerk for passing on that information. Thank you very much. And, thanks to, chief. Thank you for getting all that information out. Okay. And remember, these are not necessarily the low bids. The committee just went over all the bids. I mean, not necessarily the high bids. These are properties that we own, that people privately made an offer on, and what they're gonna do with them. They're not necessarily the highest bid, but this is what the committee decided they should give. For example, 13 Leopard Street, Strive Village Incorporated, if you haven't known, that's the clubhouse. And they're buying the lot that is adjacent to the clubhouse down below, where the parking lot is. That's who those people are. All right, I'll leave it at that. And Rich is sponsoring that. Okay. 176, resolution waiving a 30-day advance notice for liquor sale over at Shorty's Tavern. Whereas CJ and LB LLC is making application for a liquor license for State Liquor Authority, and whereas such an application requires a 30-day advance notice be given to a municipality where a license shall be used. And this notice is waivable. Remember we used to do this a lot, we've done this before. And what happens is, 30-day notice, Rich, is when we look into a certain company that wants to open up, Chris, they want to open up the liquor store. So 30 days normally, we investigate, or we send the lawyer, we ask all the application fees to see if it's okay, who these people are. And right now, we are waiving that, and we are saying, we're gonna move, we know these people, we know where they are. Shorty's Tavern, so we're just gonna waive it and let them apply for a liquor license. Okay? And you can see on the next page, you'll see the liquor license and the application. Sean May. 177, awarding bid for the water treatment plant chemicals by Alderman Carpenter. And the water treatment plant, that's you, right? And these are all the bids that came in, you reviewed every one of them.
Yep, yeah, Stephanie, I opened them, went through, looked at the specifications, made sure they met specifications, and actually, some of those came in below what they were last 6 months, so. Some savings there.
Very good. And the resolve clause, the above mentioned bids for the 2024 water treatment plant chemicals are hereby awarded, and each one, Randy, our track water treatment plant superintendent, he looked them over, and this is what he come up with. Thank you very much. And next, authorizing a budget transfer for the Route 30 bridge repair work. Mike, I remember when this happened, way back when. The water main break was under the Route 30 bridge. Right, and it required emergency costs of $28,000. I only have one question for you. Now, whereas a DP loader needs significant emergency repair work.
Yeah, I think we needed to change the
We need to make an
title for
amendment,
this resolution, because it was actually a combination of two repair.
we need to make an amendment on it
Okay,
to include the
Thank
words
you.
and DPW loader.
huh?
To include the words and DPW loader, right?
Right.
Yeah, I knew there was something when I read this. I just didn't know what.
Yeah.
Very good.
That makes more sense. Yeah.
To do that in regular meeting.
What's a DPW loader?
It's a piece of machinery, they call it a loader, a front end loader,
Okay.
okay? Mike, why don't you explain?
Yeah, so there was, we had, under the Route 30 bridge, if you remember, a couple of years ago, we had a failure of one of our two water mains that feed the south side. It's a carbon steel pipe that DOT put in when they built the bridge, finally rusted through. We had a leak that was probably bumped during construction. We had a major leak. We made the repair then. The only way possible, with, essentially PVC. Actually C900 water main. This was a follow-on. There had been some, additional leaks, so I had to design, a regular, fairly complex system of expansion joints so that if you're gonna really want me to say it, the different coefficients of thermal expansion between ductile iron and CPVC by about a factor of 8. So one shrinks and one expands a lot more than the other, and it was causing a leak. We've corrected that. It's work overhead with equipment that our DPW does not have. So some of this is contracted out work through Korean contracting.
Okay, so, yes, it's misleading. Resolution authorizing a budget transfer for Route 30 River Bridge repair. But we're
It's
really,
not a bridge, it's a water main under the bridge.
yeah, but we're really has nothing to do with that. It has to do with making a transfer for a front end loader. Right?
No, it was actually, there were two significant repairs that were kind of beyond the scope of what we budgeted in these repair lines. So this resolution was actually combining two projects in one, and the transfer, we're transferring money from the out of contingency into the respective lines to cover the cost of both of these.
So the water main break under the river required a cost of $28,000.
Correct.
Okay, the DPW loader needs repair work.
At a cost of $20,000?
I hope so, because that's, you're going for $48,000.
That, well, I know
And that's not in here though.
I don't think we had the exact amount yet, but the line was going to be wiped out, so we actually increased the amount we were transferring just because we know we're gonna have some other repairs as well.
Okay,
So I think there's a little cushion in here built in.
well, it's okay.
probably should be in one.
No, it's okay, but if you look, one is for repair work at $28,000. And the second whereas, a DP loader needed significant emergency repair work and the repair expenses are depleted. So one item, you're gonna need money for on the equipment repair, and the other one, you're gonna need money for pay for the cost of the bridge. Am I right, Anthony? Is that right?
I'm not disagreeing with you.
But then how you want,
So Jimmy, you're saying this should be two separate or what?
yeah, it's basically, there's two different things in here. One's for a front end loader and the other one is for repair work, which comes to probably like around $48,000. I mean, I don't care how you wanna do it, but that's what it is, right? Am I right, Louise?
I mean, I made the decision to combine them, I probably shouldn't have, I
Okay.
apologize. But
No, listen, if you all understand, you understand? You understand this? You understand on
So
everything?
do you want to reword the resolution authorizing budget transfer?
Well, she's got that in here. There is a
But
budget.
it just says Route 30 River Bridge repair. That's
Yeah,
what
and we,
just wanna leave.
that is repaired for $28,000. They did. That is repaired. But the loader
Oh, so
And-
then you have to add that and say, and
Yeah, to add that to the title.
to the title.
Okay.
And-
Yeah,
So-
I don't think we
That
need two
was
separate
the-
resolutions.
No, I don't need that, I just want some,
Okay.
just an amendment.
I would
That-
just
that was the
clarify
amendment
it's
that I
not
just
to the
talked
River
about.
Bridge itself, it's to a water main.
Okay,
And front end loader,
Carried by.
or and DPW loader.
very good. Thank you. Why don't you make the amendment, Chris, okay? And then I'm with the resolution.
When we get to that.
Is that all right?
I thought I
Thank you.
was saving
Yes, sir,
time to see
thank
where
No,
that
yeah, it's okay, you say, it's no problem,
got me. Okay.
it's no problem, I just wanna make sure the new, our new alderman understands.
They were under the DPW umbrella, so I went for it.
No problem, that's how you have me.
Okay, so-
Okay, any questions on that? Then Chris has the amendment.
I do.
Thank you. 179, authorize the bids for Florida Avenue culvert replacement by myself and DPW. And finally, what we're doing is we're going off the bid, right, Mike?
That's correct. This project is funded through Bridge New York. It is 100% reimbursable through the Bridge New York program.
That's very
And,
important.
engineering's complete. We have authorization from DOT to bid it and build it. And we have design approval. So we're ready to go.
Very good. Thank you. Resolution 180, awarding bid for 20 gas-powered golf carts. Now, remember, a couple weeks ago, we passed the resolution not to exceed, we're gonna buy new golf carts. Well, the bids came back cheaper than what we budgeted. We budgeted $2,000 a golf cart, for 20 golf carts at 140,000, but they came in cheaper. So, thank you very much.
And I have to point out another amendment. The total price was 130,500, not 120,500. I apologize. So
Okay, I'll make that
the
amendment.
amount, it's still less than what we budgeted.
Yeah, we budgeted 140.
140 is what we borrowed, I should
Okay,
say.
so
not
we're
budgeted.
gonna amend this to 130.
Yeah.
$130,500. Amend. Thank you. And lastly, Alderwoman Collins, the audit,
Or it's fine.
thank you very much. And then, at 6 o'clock, I believe, City Clerk,
It's six.
Almost 6:05 is the first. public
6:05, good, Mayor, for 5 minutes. Just, they had a few questions on the first, resolution with megabytes events.
Okay,
Okay, the city have included, and,
the first consent resolution?
yeah, I told them basically what we're doing, and, no one else went out to bid. And you contacted, Megabytes contacted you,
Yeah, they approached us,
and they're gonna pay us $1,000 each month,
yes.
and then gross proceeds. Question is, Irene had a question about the
Okay.
pro shop itself. We're not supplying anything in.
No, we're not, and this would have nothing to do with the pro shop, but we're still looking at the pro shop in terms of what the business model will be, but this is only for the catering services and the food services for the golfers.
That's it. Okay, that's all. Mayor, she had a question on that, and that's, basically what we talked about. Okay?
It's
Now,
not.
6 o'clock is, 6:05, we start with the public hearings. The first public hearing at 6:05, and it's on ordinance A. You can read it before you, it's, local law abolishing section C of the city of charter pertaining to the citizen review board. And the fine young gentleman, Mr. John Wetruba, would like to speak on that when we do have that time. Not yet, John. Not yet.
Right, by 6:05, yeah.
Yeah.
We can.
And then you may,
survive
you
5
may
minutes.
speak on that, okay? And then B, ordinance B of 2024. I'm not really organized here. Where am I? B of 2024. City clerk, it was B. Is it in my, is it in here? Okay. It is?
In the middle.
Middle, there you go. Oh, okay, yep. Organized B. Under this, we're gonna talk about, Chris, what are we talking about?
Time parking lot. The schedule for the time limit in the parking. That's ordinance B.
That is ordinance B? And then
An
ordinance,
ordinance modifying Amsterdam City Code Section 228-53, schedule,
okay.
time limit parking.
And then ordinance C is, that up?
No
Ordinance.
ordinance C. No ordinance C, but local law A.
Local law A is the next for the,
Okay. Local law A, thank you very much. 605 is now 603. Thank you very much.
Are you trying to waste 5 minutes? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, I'm waiting for the city clerk. I'm introducing all these because I have people here that are going to speak, and I want to make sure my cousin's ready to fire off.
All right.
And I want to make sure cousin John Rochova's here, so I want to make sure they all know when their time is. They can approach the podium. They may speak on each ordinance. And then, thank you, Chief, on local law A. Let's see. Oh, I got it. Okay, local law A. Local law A would be abolishing city charter pertaining to the school board. That's local law A. Local law B, time limit parking up on East Main, and parking prohibited at all times. Okay, I'm done. Thank you. Thank you very much.
The one over by Lower Bets. that-
Lower bets on Cat Place, right?
Yeah, it should be Harding Road and Roosevelt Road. They're not streets.
Okay, that's, that'll be ordinance A.
And that's what we're starting with, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
ordinance
can,
A, the parking on Cat Place in Harding, yes.
correct.
Now, we're starting with that one.
So we have, can we start? We gotta wait till 6:01.
We have 2 more minutes.
All right, 2 more minutes. to
One
go.
more minute.
And the reason we do this is to give everybody who might want to speak the opportunity to get here
Yeah.
during that time to speak, and we don't want to screw anybody up. So
Let
we
me,
have a little bit of
are
dead-
we voting on this after the hearing tonight? So we are voting on this after the hearing tonight?
We may.
Yes. We don't have to vote on it.
Right.
We might have to have further discussion, but.
That is correct, James. Okay.
Check's chomping at the bit.
Okay, city clerk, want to read off the first?
Okay, public hearing is now open for ordinance A of 2024 to be known as ordinance 1 of 2024 if adopted. This is an ordinance modifying Amsterdam City Code, section 228-47, schedule 13, parking prohibited at all times. This is parking prohibited at all times west side Taft Place between Harding Street and Roosevelt Street.
Okay, this is for parking on west side of Taft Place between Harding and Roosevelt. And basically what we're doing is parking is prohibited at all times on the west side. Parking is prohibited. If anybody would like to speak on ordinance A, considering about the parking on the west side of Taft or Harding, please speak up. Taft and Harding Place. No one wishes to speak, the public hearing is closed.
All right.
Hey, I wait 4 more minutes, go for the next.
Michael, did you do your engineering report?
I certainly did, but I didn't speak on it.
Well, you might, we're gonna be, after the last one, yeah, we'll have time.
After the
What
last
is the,
public
what time is
hearing.
the last,
Well, we got time now. I'm
Yeah,
just.
another one at 6:10,
Okay.
and then the third one's at 6:25.
Okay.
you can talk, the next one is at 6:10, so why don't you, just start very good, Mayor. Why don't you start on your report
I'd be happy
for
to.
5
Thank
minutes?
you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mayor.
Pulling us out of this one.
Okay, folks, I've already mentioned, that Florida Ave culverts and bridge New York project. We're going to be advertising for bids. We have all the approvals necessary. And it is 100% reimbursable, as I had already said. And again, going out of order, so I don't know, a month, 6 weeks ago, at our chief water plant operator's suggestion, we brought in leak detection, did a total citywide leak survey, found 4 big main leaks, and we've repaired them. And, on the positive side of things, we've reduced plant flow by,
Close to 1 million gallons a day.
so on 4 leaks, so that's a really positive thing and a lot of bang for the buck for the fee we paid the leak detection. Well, it was well worth it. I'm getting daily questions on this, and I will know as soon as that day comes. Asphalt plants are supposed to be opening very soon, next, maybe even this week. That's very early compared to other years. Obviously, it's a function of the non-existent winter that we've had. But as soon as they're open, we will begin, of course, with our pothole patching and repairs. There's never any shortage of it this time of year. We've had weekly calls with New York State EFC regarding our wastewater treatment plant project, just to keep things on track. There are a lot of moving pieces and parts with respect to the funding package, and we're preparing to make sure we check all the boxes prior to a early June deadline for clean water state revolving fund application for that project, which is perfunctory. It's part of the funding package, but we need to do it.
Mike, you skipped the DPW carpenter at the golf.
I was gonna move back to it.
Oh, you're, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So one of the things, and I expect at the next meeting to bring a resolution for seeker for that particular project. We modified the environmental assessment form mainly because there's had been a change in scope of work. So we need to do that to make sure that we do not trip over that later on in the application process. Back to what Alderman Marticello pointed out, I'd like to apologize right up front for my poor typing. Thank you, Irene. It's not the golf course, it's a golf course. Hey, what do you want me to say? I can't type. But we have, our carpenter is working there in earnest. I expect that we will begin on the bathrooms at some point next week or the week after. That's probably a 3-week undertaking. But we have, in the meantime, we have constructed a room. It's framed and now in the Morton building, what we call the pavilion currently. That's a space that's gonna be available for a pro shop to move that entity out of the, no.
We need to do something with the names that we're calling things. Pavilion, because now we're using that twice. And pro shop, an existing pro shop.
Well, it can be an A to B.
Mike, I'm gonna interrupt you now because we're at 6:10, correct?
Thank you for saving me.
So that would bring us to the public session.
Okay, we are now on local law.
Nope.
No, ordinance,
Ordinance B.
ordinance B. Okay, you wanna read ordinance B?
Okay, public hearing is now open for ordinance B of 2024 to be known as ordinance 2 of 2024. If adopted, this is an ordinance modifying Amsterdam City Code, section 228-53, schedule 19, time limit parking. This is 15-minute time limit parking on the north side of Main Street between 2 Main Street through 10 Main Street, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. through 5 p.m. 15-minute time limit parking on the north side of Main Street between 44 Main Street through 56 Main Street, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. through 5 p.m. And 60-minute parking on the south side of Main Street between 35 Main Street through 49 Main Street, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. through 5 p.m.
Okay,
No.
if I would like to speak on this ordinance, step to the podium, give your name, address, and Regina, if you look at your paper, you'll see it's broken down A, B, C. You see it on top?
Okay.
It talks exclusively with what you're talking about, so we know to follow you, okay? Go ahead. For example, the first one says 15-minute parking,
Mm-hmm.
time limit number
Part
one.
1, 15 minutes time park.
Do you wanna talk about that? or two?
All of it, maybe.
All right, go ahead, talk about all of it.
Okay, I'm Regina Flint. I'm the owner of G's Famous Lemon Cookies on 44 Main Street. I know something has to be done with parking, but I don't think this is gonna work. People are just gonna laugh at these signs and they're not gonna care. The main reason why my husband approached the mayor was because of the weekends. Sharpshooters is now having tournaments every single weekend, just about. If it's not at 9 in the morning, it starts 4 in the afternoon. They cover the streets everywhere, along all the sides. They're parking in the bus spots now. Okay, they're interfering with the buses. They're interfering with, I talked to other businesses, there's nowhere to park. People are calling me up, they don't wanna come down, they ask if there's tournaments, because there's nowhere to park. People are double parking just to come in. They're just complaining, why all the parking? That's the weekends. They have a parking lot for sharpshooters, apparently they don't use it, I don't know why. One of the girl that does the hair, she has a customer that does pool. She says, why? She goes, don't you guys have a parking lot? She says, yes. They don't use it. They don't care. They don't use it. They're just taking up every spot I have, just a takeover. And, you know, I'm there from 9 to 5 on the weekends. I'm not there just to see these cars parked in front of my place. I think I deserve, and all the other people deserve, to have parking in front of their spot. I believe that these cars shouldn't even be parked on the street during these tournaments. It's not fair. It's from 9 to basically 7 at night. It's unfair. I get it. This is not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I'm just gonna tell you right now, I will have the cops there every single time. It's not gonna work.
Have you called the cops?
For a month, almost a month,
Chief, have you found that?
every weekend.
She hasn't called me personally, so I don't know. I can't
Well, not
speak for
him. I just
Jacob
have a
Blatter.
cop come
But the
down.
cops have responded and have.
Oh, yeah, they've come down, and there is one 15-minute parking sign, but it really does no good because it's got 2 arrows and it's not good. It happened, it started at Soup Fest. The owner, I don't know why he planned a tournament that weekend. So I tried to put signs out for this, for Soup Fest. I went into the bar, I go, look, can we do something here? Can you get these people off the street? I go, Soup Fest, I go, you guys have Soup Fest as well, can you please do something? They're like, we understand. Maybe just put signs out right now, so whatever. That sort of worked. The following weekend, the same thing, park just kept coming in. I said, I called, I waited, and they came down, and I went inside, me and my husband both go inside, can you please move your cars, we're gonna call the cops, we don't wanna call the cops, can you please move your cars? Don't care, they don't do nothing. So that's why we call the cops. So then they come, they thought I was bluffing, and I called for 3 weekends straight, both days, Saturday and Sunday. They literally fight with you. They're mean, they fight with you. The managers of the pool, of the teams, even sent out emails to these people. Please do not park so-and-so. Don't care. They don't care. They're gonna park anywhere and everywhere. I even tried having talks with them when they come in. They like coming in there. Not a lot of them do. They come in there, they sit. I said, you guys, I don't want you out here. I go, you're disrupting this whole street is disrupted by you guys. That's all we're asking. I have 4 spots in front of my building. I'm here on a Sunday only. Nobody else is open down here. I said, I need my spot. They get it. They sort of understood, the ones that come in and are fairly nice about it, but the other ones, they don't care. They sit in there, they eat, they smoke, they go right back in. It's just ridiculous. And seeing this is only through the weekdays. Well, then this was a waste of my time because I actually wanted it for the weekends for myself. And as far as the week, something's got to be done with the mall parking. The people in the mall are parking all day long in front of my place. I tried to tell them one time before, ladies, please do not park out here anymore. There's a 15-minute parking. They did it for a little bit. They parked on the other side. Then they all came back again. There's a new parking lot that Tessero has over there, and the mall parking is on the other side. This we probably don't even need if they just followed where they should be parking, and if someone talked to the owner of Sharpshooters to get these people off of our street, off of the main street. And I feel like it's that simple, because people are gonna laugh at this. I'm gonna tell you right now, they're gonna laugh. They're not gonna care. They're not gonna care. There's restaurants now opening, what are they gonna do? Can we park here? I mean, what are we gonna do? There's another one opening up, I see the other one looks like they're gonna open up, that diner's supposed to open up, where they're gonna park. No one can park anywhere. So if you got 15-minute parking, they're not gonna park. I think it's a waste of time and money, if you guys are gonna spend money on these signs, or otherwise I'm gonna be calling them. Every hour on the hour, I'm gonna be calling them. And I will, because I have. And I don't care. I deserve 4 parking spots. I am the owner of that building. I pay taxes on it. I want 4 parking spots for my place. The other businesses belongs to me too next to it. Anybody really deserves parking spot in front of their place. It's that simple. If the other people don't care on the street, fine. I want it for myself. I don't care who it's for. I also got people that live upstairs. They need parking. You know what I mean? It's I don't know what else to say, but I don't think.
So just to clarify, you need 4 15-minute parking spots in front of your house, in front of your store. During the weekends, nobody else is open downtown except for the billiard lounge?
Because of their tournaments now. They just started back up. They weren't doing it for a
But
long
nobody, none of the other businesses are open?
I think,
River Lake, Riverside.
I think Do or Die does, yeah, Riverside, but on Sunday, I'm pretty much the only one open. Unless the tax place, because it's in season now, might be open too. But I try to tell them, guys, I don't wake up to find you guys sitting in front of my spot. I got people calling me that they won't come down. I gotta go outside and give them their stuff. It's just embarrassing. I just feel like I deserve more parking spots. That's the size of the building, like more parking spots. And the weekend is crucial. And during the week is too, because they don't care. They're sitting there all day long.
This does take care of during the week for you. You got your 4 parking spots during the week.
It would, the only thing I would say to the 15-minute, well, what if we want to sit down and have something to eat? And I think if you put it all down, what if anybody wants to go eat anywhere down here? What are we gonna do? 15-minute parking, what are we
Well,
gonna do?
they got unlimited on the other side.
Well, it's an hour. They put an hour?
See, Mayor, I helped Regina put this together in the beginning. The reason why we put 15-minute was to discourage people parking in the mall. That's the reason.
Why?
I mean, we would like to have it longer, in front of her place, because people do stay longer, but we thought it would discourage people by seeing 15-minute parking, they won't park there.
I mean, that's down
But
the
they
whole
do.
street too. That's for the whole street, including me. I don't wanna just
Not
put
15
myself.
minutes for the
Yeah,
whole
no,
street. It's not 15 minutes for the whole street, right?
No.
Well, it's the
No,
other
it's
side, what, is
you
an
get
hour?
15 by you, and then we give 15 to the pizza, and we give everything else.
So an hour, actually, the hour, I don't even think is necessary, because I don't know, I don't even think that's necessary, that hour parking. I just think that, if you, is it in front of, like, Do or Die, this 15, is it all down the street?
There's, if you look, there's addresses, you see? If you
Yeah.
look at the second part 2, 15-minute time parking from, see where it says 10 through 10 Main Street, you see? Between 2 Main Street through 10 Main Street, there's addresses. And then the other one is from 44 Main Street, which is you, to 56 Main Street, which is the end.
Right.
And then the other one is 60-minute parking on the south side between 35 and 49. So they're designated in what stores.
Based upon,
I mean, it's-
the information for 15 minutes it came from your husband. We
Right.
were trying to,
Well, what I said that, and I also said, I tried to ask him, do we have to put 15 minute?
No.
My husband came to because I asked him to, and he wanted to do it first.
but that's what it's been, right? 15 minutes.
Well, there's just one little sign,
That goes from
and
your
it
place
goes,
all
and
the
the
way to.
arrows are just here, so no one
Right.
really understands that. It's
Okay.
kind of hard to, they might think it's one spot, and that's it, because that's the way the sign looks. But if it's just Like, I just didn't know for business use only or whatever. I didn't really like the 15-minute parking because it can discourage some people from coming in. That was why, I
Well,
had
okay.
a little bit of an issue with that. I just didn't know if there was something else that can be put on these signs.
Yeah, what we're trying to do is, establish a policy that works for everybody.
Right, and
And,
that's what I.
we're trying to take inputs from the merchants and trying to factor in what types of businesses were down there. And the billiard tournaments are, if they're that popular down there, it's an issue. We don't have enough parking down there to handle billiard tournaments, and we have to make some arrangements. And
Yeah.
we did suggest that we were going to write to the owners of the businesses and try and get them to work together. But we've got only so many parking spots on the street, and we were trying to come up with a time that would make it fair for everybody.
And, it's hard too, because the people that are in there working, they also sit out there too, which takes a lot of, spots.
Right.
And
right. And that's why
I
we
don't
limit
really
it so
like
that
that either.
a person who lives upstairs can't park there during the day for 8 hours if we've got a limit on it. A person who works in the mall can't park there for 8 hours if they're working in the mall. They don't need that parking spot. They should be go parking in Mr. Tessero's lots.
Right.
And that's the kind of thing we were trying to encourage first with the rulings, with the new regulations, the signs, encourage them to do those things. But also we do need to communicate with those business owners.
Yeah.
And I think, one of the things that I was thinking of was for the both billiard tournaments was a letter to perhaps Sentinel and say,
Yeah.
can they use your parking lot, and have those two owners get together. But I do think if we don't put anything on, if we do try to restrict it on weekends, again, it's going to be, they could be able to park there on weekends if nobody else is open except for you, correct?
Right, so if possible, I just don't want to waste their time coming down here on a
Well,
weekend.
It sounds like you've been calling them.
I have, but I stopped, and the only reason why I stopped doing
Okay.
it is because we had this going on. So I was gonna wait until all this
Okay.
happened and up, so I didn't drive them nuts. Oh, believe me, I could still be calling, I just don't, I just, I let it go. But it's still.
Well, that's what we're
everything.
trying to do, is establish a parking system downtown that works for everyone. It's not easy, it's difficult, and that's what this hearing's all about, so.
Yeah.
I thought Marinova would be ideal if sharpshooters would work out some type of agreement with Tesla's parking lot
Yeah.
on weekends, because nobody parks down there. No, I went down there,
Yeah,
in fact, and I checked it out, there's no one on weekend parking that brand new parking lot. If Tesla somehow can work an agreement with sharpshooters and have their people
Exactly.
park there only,
It's just communication.
That's
what
all
it
it
is. It's communication.
if they could do that.
yeah, that's my whole thing was just, if they could just, Tesla could keep their business where they belong and sharpshooters, and then that's it.
But hopefully, I'm hoping that if we keep everything happy in terms of all the merchants working together, I'd love to see the billiard people go into your place and buy coffee and
They
have.
do,
Yeah.
they do.
So getting more people downtown is a good thing. It's trying to do it in a way.
But then the other people can't park, that's the thing, the
Well,
other customers
exactly.
can't park, and if they're there from 9 to,
I
8
hear
at
you.
night.
I hear you,
it's
but there's a
hard.
lot of things going on down there.
Yeah.
People living, people working,
Yeah.
people shopping.
I know.
And we're trying to create a system that permits people to have a place that's convenient enough. And if you're gonna go play billiards for eight hours, then you could park a little bit further away.
Well, yeah, I know, exactly.
Well, that's
that
exactly
easy.
what this is designed to try and do.
Yeah.
I hear you. I mean, but that's what our plan is. Our plan is to get those people who are in the billiard lounge, off the street. They can't park there forever. Weekends, you're saying they can, so we need to resolve that. We
And
need
like
to
I said, I
resolve that,
don't
and I
think
think
they're
the way to
using.
resolve it is to, and when we spoke to your husband, he told me they were going on all week long. The billiard tournaments go on all the time.
I don't know what he told you
Okay.
exactly, I know.
I'm trying to
there
address the billiard
24/7.
tournament
I know
problem.
what,
Right, but the billiard tournament problem is the problem that really created an overflow of traffic for you, right?
For everyone,
It's taken up every,
for everyone, yes.
during the weekends only though, only,
Yeah, they'll play at night if it's during the week, they come in like at 4 or 5 o'clock or something, if they play at night, it's not a tournament either.
but it's
just
every weekend, Saturday and
It
Sunday.
pretty much is, and if it's not during the day, they come at 4 or 5, which isn't a problem, I'm not saying that's a problem, but yes, and some of them are, 200 people, 100
Geez,
people.
that's something,
Yeah,
that's amazing.
you don't understand. If
You gotta
I
have a billiard
encourage you
special.
guys just to go down there on one weekend and just see what it's like. I really do, just to get an idea that I'm not exaggerating.
I'm not saying, I
Yeah,
believe you
it's
100%. It's just an amazing thing that so many people are going down there to play billiards.
Well, they're coming from all
Yeah.
over the place,
Which, God, that's,
different states and
They
everything.
come from all over,
It's-
so
they're-
they
They
don't
play
know,
for
like,
money, it's
market.
tournament, it's, they're getting a lot of money for this.
okay.
So, I mean, no, it's great that they come in, but even the ones I've argued with, they're coming in too still again, it's just, please get off.
And you don't see an uptick in business, you see it hurting your business.
Well, I see it, I don't truly know, it probably is hurting it because normal customers, they'll
Don't
go right
come in.
by it. Where are they gonna park? Some double park, they don't care, they'll sit right
Is
there.
that why Jimmy doesn't go in on weekends?
Well, he parks in the back of it.
All right. No, I'm not.
I like to park in the back, you're right.
Exactly. So I think, I understand the problem, the issue. I'd like to do some communication with the Senate and the billiard people.
And John.
If it's limited to those 2 days, then, you
And that's
know,
all it is, I honestly,
well,
you may not
but
even-
see, if we keep these there all week, it's not gonna solve your problem because they're not there, but you're gonna call the cops anyway, right?
well, my whole point was the weekends. It was the
Right.
weekends, my whole point. I mean, this during the week thing could simply be solved by saying, please park where you should be parking. Like I said, there's a brand new parking lot for the mall, brand new parking lot.
Yeah, and that's a letter that should be written.
It's all I ask.
And that, no, I understand.
And I feel bad for all, the girls, I always talk to the girls that are do or die and they can't find a parking and their customers can't find parking either. I go, I'm trying to do what I can do for everybody. I go, this is not just for me. I go, I want everybody needs to succeed down there. It's not just for me. There's a place opening up right next to me. It seems like, I think fire department is just there. And that's a
We're
little,
looking at this,
We
okay?
gotta get
Hmm?
the ordinance.
The mayor
We
looked at
have
it.
another ordinance. We'll get
Yeah.
back to
Oh,
you.
I'm sorry. We got another ordinance.
Yeah, but we're not,
Can I just say one thing?
Yes, go ahead, Chief.
Mayor, that being said, for Mrs. Flynn, I would remove the Monday through Friday because she's still open on the weekend and that's the biggest problem for her. So let's remove Monday through Friday and let's have it all the time.
That can be done.
But we have to reset the clock, and I don't have a problem doing that.
no, we have to.
I think that needs to be done.
No, if we amend this local law, we can amend the local law.
You can't.
I can't amend the local law, that's why I have a public hearing.
You can, but you have to restart the clock, is what he's
You're
saying.
making a substantive change to the ordinance. It's different than a resolution. We amend resolutions all the time.
Okay, so then we vote on
I
it.
would certainly prefer to get it right than,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no problem.
I would certainly prefer to get it right. It's not a problem for me delaying it. It's a problem for, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the initiative of writing a letter, going down to visit the billiard people and going down to visit Sentinel. What I would strongly encourage you guys to do is try and form a downtown association where there's a communication that's going on a continuous basis, because I think it's an important issue, parking, but there's other, how can you work together? How can you benefit more from the billiard tournament? Those are the kinds of things that I think an association would help everybody.
no, like I said, they do come in, they do.
Well, again.
I'm not saying they don't, they like it and stuff, but it's just, they're very mean about their parking. They
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah. Well,
Management has told them, not the owner, they don't care.
Regina, secondly, I want to say that the signing down there is confusing.
Yeah,
We are gonna put better signs with DPW with
Yeah.
arrows pointing no
Yeah.
parking between those signs. So just to let you know, I think that's gonna clear up a lot of that.
okay.
And, if you see any violations, call the station.
Mhm.
I think once people start getting tickets, they'll understand.
Yeah,
Okay?
Thank you.
thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
We went over time on the other one, and I'm sorry.
Well, it's only, Mr. John, we have to have a public hearing on local law C.
Another public hearing on local law C.
This is a local law.
Okay, so the public hearing is closed. The public hearing on local law A of 2024 is now opened. That is to be known as local law 1 of 2024 if adopted. This is a local law abolishing section C 132 of the city charter pertaining to a citizens review board.
If anyone would like to speak on the abolishment of a local law pertaining to the abolishment of the city charter, citizen review board. Speak up, please, name your name and address.
John Artrett with 12 at 18 Austin Street. Mayor, I brought up the Citizens Review Board before. I've been on it for 6 years. I got it first elected in November of 2017. My terms were 2 3-year terms, some were 1-year term. We never had a meeting. I didn't know who was on the Citizens Review Board. I myself think that we shouldn't have the Citizens Review Board. I actually called up the Board of Elections to see if I got elected again. And they told me that it could be abolished by, the city could abolish this. And I think I'm support of the abolishment of it. Because I think that if you've got a problem as a citizen, you should be able to contact your elected officials and they can handle it. Or if you want to be like me and let everybody know what the problem is, go to a common council meeting. But yeah, I think you should abolish it. It's not a paid position. It's it really doesn't have any redeeming value to it. So that would be my suggestion to get rid of it and go on with life. Okay?
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor, I'd like to call this meeting to order.
Everybody stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alderwoman Christopher, Alderman Holliday.
Here.
Alderwoman Collins.
Here.
Alderman Carpenter.
Here.
Alderman Marticello.
Here. This time, I'd like to adopt the agenda, make a motion to adopt the agenda, the 2 consent resolutions.
Alderman Marticello.
Aye.
Alderman Holliday.
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter.
Okay, we don't have any proclamations this evening and communications and presentations. And Michael, why don't we finish up with your engineering report if you'd like to at this point?
Well, I pretty much hit all the high points. And before we had to go, the last time I was just mentioning that we are engaged in making the modifications that the city's committed to at the golf course. And again, the project that everyone's tired of hearing about, it is advancing. It has been a long road to get here with the wastewater treatment plant project, and probably 2.5 years or so, it will be completed. And lastly, I wanted to, as you recall, at the previous council meeting, you had given authorization for the clerk to advertise the road program for bid, and that will be, as they say, on the street, advertised this week. And I will take any questions that anybody has.
Are there any questions for the engineer? Thank you, Mike. Okay, so then we are on to public participation. If there's anyone in the public who would like to say something, please approach the podium at this time. State your name, address, got 5 minutes to do it.
John Artrett with 12 at 18 Austin Street. Mayor, in the movie Field of Dreams, there's a line that says, "If you build it, they will come." Well, when I look at Route 30, there's a lot of building going on. And even if some of these businesses fail because of the modern buildings that they have, another business will come in. For 40 years, Mayor, because I used to work at Mohasco, that site's been sitting there vacant. Now, if you've got land and you're asking too much money for the land, I could be wrong on this. Maybe you gotta lower the price of the land and maybe somebody will buy it. Now,
Are you saying Mohasco? I'm sorry.
At the Mohasco plant.
Okay,
Yes, I worked there for 5 years.
okay.
Every company I worked for closed up. We know this. Okay, so,
No, he's talking about Mohasco, not Chalmers.
I'll get to that. Please be patient.
I don't know where Masco land is. What are you talking about?
Mohasco, on Lion Street.
Forest Avenue, Lion Street.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
okay. So like I said, for 40 years, it's been vacant. Lower the price and maybe somebody will show up and be interested in that. Now we'll go to Chalmers now. We did a good job, obviously knocking it down and so, but if we just said the heck with it and built a nice apartment complex, fits maybe 300 people or so, once it's built, then they'll show up. This thing, evidently, Mayor, I don't think there's too much politics going on in Route 30. Seems to me that the Democrats and Republicans are getting together with all this building that's going on, you know? But in Amsterdam, New York, it's a different story. So, I mean, I think I would, you know, we're spending good money knocking buildings down. I think it looks great on, in back of Slezak's, you know, the old mall back there, looks great. Hopefully they'll clean it up nice and stuff. I mean, eventually, you know, make sure all the plumes are gone and stuff, if there is any. And somebody will want to build on there. We need housing in there, in this city. And we can't be picky. We can't pick and choose. We can't look at like Section 8, for instance, and say, we don't want Section 8 people coming in the city. That's wrong. We have to have everybody's, who wants to come into the city of Amsterdam should be open arms to come in here, you know? But we got to start building. If we can knock down buildings and stuff and spend a lot of money on that, let's start building and you know, new modern buildings, and then they'll show up. We need affordable housing. We don't have a motel or anything. There's a lot of ideas. And it seems to me that over the years, especially when it comes to Chalmers, the Democrats don't like the Republican ideas. The Republicans don't like the Democratic ideas. And then you look at the Chalmers site as it is, with all the nice grass we got over there. We have those block parties. We could get the people off the streets over there. You could go over on at the Chalmers complex instead of everybody knocking into each other, you know? But we gotta build, the same thing, we gotta hope, it's in back of Slezak, like I said, somebody's gonna come in here. It shouldn't have to take that long, for this, you know, for how, all this building. If we can do it on Route 30, we should be able to do this in Amsterdam, New York too. And when you go over to the, East End, East Main Street, that apartment complex that's out there, I haven't spent too much time down there. And, but when I drove by, I couldn't believe how beautiful that site looks. So, I mean, you know, we gotta, this is what we have to do. And I know a lot of people say affordable housing and stuff, but some of the people are getting help. So they can afford to stay in, in these apartments and stuff. But let's open it up to everybody who wants to come into Amsterdam. They're doing that in Washington. They're letting everybody come in. Let everybody come in who wants to come in here, and they'll find a way to live in Amsterdam. So let's do that and make me happy. Okay.
Thank you, Chad.
Take it easy.
Thanks.
Okay, controller's report.
I passed out a budget summary. It reflects 8 months of spending. We're 8 months into our fiscal year. We're still 2/3 of the way, and most of the spending is on pace with that, or actually coming in a little under. I think we can say with confidence now that we benefited financially from the mild winter in terms of energy and plowing and things like that. So, yeah. But nothing out of the ordinary to report. I think spending looks good. So, any questions?
We have been working on the budget this past few weeks, getting every department head to submit numbers. We're gathering big ticket items such as health insurance and liability insurance, and trying to get everything put together for a draft budget for you guys to start working on. The plan is to get it to you by April 1. We'll see if we can make that date. Anybody have any questions about any financial questions for the controller? No? Okay. Then we are on to no old business, correct?
Correct.
Sorry. So we are on to new business. We're gonna vote on the resolutions.
Resolution 2324-174, resolution adopting the minutes of the last common council meeting by Alderwoman Quist Demers. Resolved, the minutes of the common council regular meeting of March 5th, 2024 are hereby adopted.
So,
Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderman Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
And Alderwoman Collins.
Aye.
Resolution 23-24-175, resolution authorizing sale of city-owned properties by Mayor Cinquanti. Whereas bids were advertised for the below listed properties and received by March 1st, 2024. And whereas the Property Disposition Committee met on March 6th, 2024 and reviewed all applications and would like to recommend the below bids be awarded. Now therefore be it resolved, the below properties are hereby authorized for sale. 44 Division Street for $28,000 to Sabrina Lee Martinez, 195 Guy Park Avenue for $36,000 to RS Property Development. 13 Academy Street for $6,500 for Alexander Silva dos Santos. 79 Mechanic Street for $10,250 for Powell and Justina Bronsky. Also a vacant lot, 13 Leffert Street for $800 to Stride Village, Inc.
Questions, comments? Okay,
I got it.
okay.
13 Academy Street,
13 Academy.
and 79 Mechanic. You have a performance bond? What are the conditions on that bond?
Do we have a performance bond on those? I'm not sure. Yes, we have one on both of them. We have them on both of them.
So it's on the conditions.
It's one of the conditions for purchase that they have to have a performance bond if they fail, if they do not complete it.
Okay.
There's a bond of $50,000, which we would then use to knock it down.
Okay.
Thank you, Tom. I wasn't sure of those two addresses.
So moved.
Vote.
Discussion? Alderman Holly?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Resolution 23-24-176, resolution waiving 30-day advance notice for liquor sales for shorties by Alderman Marticello.
So moved. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
And Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Resolution 23-24-177, resolution awarding bid, water treatment plant, 2024 chemicals by Alderman Carpenter.
So moved. Discussion? Call the roll.
Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
And Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Resolution 23-24-178, resolution authorizing budget transfer, Route 30 River Bridge repair by Alderman Marticello.
So moved. Amendment.
We need an amendment for DPW loader.
And DPW loader. Okay,
On the amendment.
on the amendment, Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
And
Yes.
As a
as amended, Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
And Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Resolution 23-24-179, resolution authorizing bids Florida Ave culvert replacement by Alderman Marticello.
So moved. Discussion. Call the roll.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Resolution 23-24-180, resolution awarding bid 20 gas-powered golf cars by Alderman Marticello.
So moved. Amend last five-star golf cars, and utility vehicles amended to $130,500.
Okay.
Discussion?
Well, on the amendment,
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
It's 130,000.
$130,500.
Oh, is it 500 too, Luis?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, so I'm doing this from memory, yeah. It was 475, I can do the math real quick, they took out 475 per car.
All right, well,
Times 20. Yes, it was 9,500, 140 minus 9,500, yes, 130,
500.
500.
Thank you.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
And Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
As amended.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
And Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Resolution 23-24-181, resolution approving audit by Alderwoman Collins.
So moved. Board discussion? Call the roll.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
Resolution 23-24-182, consent resolution authorizing contract with Megabytes Events LLC for concessionaire services at Amsterdam Municipal Golf Course by Mayor Cinquanti.
Questions?
I'll move it. So move. Is there any discussion? I know we discussed this.
Questions?
Anybody?
Well, I have one question.
Go ahead.
Number 6, the equipment. It's going to be provided by the landlord. Do we have this equipment?
Yes, it's all there. We are going to have to, we are talking about what else is needed there, and I will be coming back to you perhaps, based upon that discussion. But all this equipment in this resolution is there.
Any more discussion?
Alderman Marcelo?
All right.
Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Resolution 2324-183, consent resolution authorizing contract with D. Welly to provide temporary consulting services by Alderman Carpenter.
So moved. I just want to talk a little bit about this. We are actively searching for a replacement for this position. In the very beginning, we did not get a lot of applications. Danielle Welly has worked for our city as an economic development director. Prior to this, she expressed an interest in helping us get through a period of time where we are loaded with projects. We have several grants and projects in process, and the key to them is compliance with the reporting requirements. She's familiar with all those requirements, so we thought she would be a good stopgap solution to help us until we hired somebody. Fortunately, we have started receiving more applications. We had an interview today, and I'm hoping that we will have this position filled. But until we do, we wanted to put this person in place to help us get through a tight period. Okay?
Do they have to take an exam?
I'm sorry?
This is an exam position?
Yes, it is. There is an exam. Call the roll, please.
Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Alderman Marticello?
All right.
Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Ordinance A of 2024 to be known as Ordinance 1 of 2024 if adopted. This is an ordinance modifying City Code Section 228-47, Schedule 13, parking prohibited at all times by Mayor Cinquanti.
So moved. Is there any discussion on this ordinance?
This is Taft Place.
This is Taft Place in Harrison.
I have a recommendation that I hear from people when speaking to them in this area. They want to know if they can put anything, a few people have requested, can we put any signage up that says residents only? Because they do have family or people that stop by. They want to know if they can have some consideration regarding that.
Well, and I appreciate that, and I understand that, but the problem is we can't identify a resident's car versus, and it would create an enforcement nightmare.
The only way we've done that in the past is on Guy Park Avenue where we issue permits.
Yeah,
In other words, if you go through a permit and they come down to City Hall and we were to issue a permit for people who live in that area, they put a permit up on their mirror. I mean, that's one thing that I think the chief and the mayor would have to discuss.
yeah.
And that works well
Why would,
on that
just
part.
out of curiosity, why would the residents need to park there when they live
When
there?
they have,
Family.
guests,
Family,
family
parties.
visiting them on weekends.
I mean, it has been done on Guy Park Avenue,
Right, they work.
Irene has done that. You can't do that, Mayor.
Well,
Irene has done it.
That was to prevent St. Mary's employees from parking on the whole street in front of
yeah,
residents' homes. But other than that, it's difficult to enforce who's going to be visiting, and it's public parking.
So we're gonna vote on this.
we have a series of things we're doing up at Vets, and this is one of them to try and make the quality of life better in terms of the neighbors who are living up there, and also to make the park a more controlled atmosphere environment. So, I think it's important, and we can always go back and do something like that and discuss it with the chief, but it just seems to be a tough enforcement issue for me, and we're trying to, be consistent. That's how the best way I can put it. Anybody else want to talk about that?
So we're gonna vote on it?
Okay.
Alderman Marcelo?
Aye.
Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
And Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Okay, ordinance B.
ordinance B of 2024 to be known as ordinance 2 of 2024 if adopted. This is an ordinance modifying Amsterdam City Code section 228-53, schedule 19, time limit parking by Mayor Cinquanti.
Ray, you wanna pull this?
Well, again, this is based on discussion with the merchants that we tried to come up, and as you can see, nothing is going to be perfect. I do want to, and I strongly, I mean it, the downtown association, there should be a downtown association. There should be people meeting on a regular basis about these issues. All the merchants should get together and speak with one voice. But having said that, you know, I do think that a communication to the owner of parking lots down there, in Sentinel, et cetera, and to the owners of businesses that are causing parking conditions to become, you know, the way that she was describing them, that they cooperate with each other, that they work together, so that, you know, there's so much parking space in downtown Amsterdam. It's just not being utilized in the parking lots of businesses that are never going to utilize them. I mean, there's a lot of parking spaces down there. And so I do intend to write and meet with the owners of those businesses to try and bring them together and try and get those billiard tournaments, trying to get parking arrangements made so that they don't take every spot in Main Street. But one of my goals, one of our goals should be to get as many people downtown as we possibly can, because, you know, they don't play billiards all the time. And if you can get them into your business while they're not playing billiards, then yeah, I think that's one of our, so I want to do it in a way that's constructive. I don't want to pass anything that's destructive, that's for darn sure. But her comments about weekends are certainly issues, exactly the opposite of what was explained to me when we talked about this. And Jimmy, you made a phone call to me and you told me, you know, hours and this and that, but if she needs 4 spots on the weekends in front of her, you know, I don't know how to, yeah, I don't know what kind of change to make, but I'm open to discussing this.
Can we table on local law?
You can table it. Tabling it means you can bring it back the same way. If you're gonna change it, so you could table it, it comes back at the next meeting. And
It would have to be
hypothetically,
changed, right?
but bear with me, hypothetically speaking, you could introduce a new ordinance at the same agenda. And then this is on for old business, ordinance B. You could end up withdrawing ordinance B at the next meeting and proceed with your introduction of the new ordinance that's different. What you can't do is change this ordinance around now and vote on it tonight. You can't do that.
And again, based upon the comments made tonight, I want to make sure that once we do make the change, that it you know, meets with their approval. So we're going to have another public hearing, correct?
Correct.
And I think we need to do that.
I think we should just table this, Mayor, until we revise it.
We're not, you want to say?
If you table it, it really keeps all of your options available to you.
Right.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to it.
Right?
That way we
That
can
was,
discuss this.
hypothetically speaking, if you decided you wanted to vote on this ordinance, it's ready to go.
Right.
And hypothetically speaking, if you want to introduce a new ordinance, you can just do it, you know.
Chief,
I
any
agree
input
with
from
Jimmy
you?
that we should table it.
We'll make a motion on the table. Call it off.
Can I just ask the
Oh, yeah,
chief,
yeah,
any
yeah,
inputs from you on?
I agree. After listening to Mrs. Flint's concerns, I think we should consider all the options.
Well, we've got, you know, you've heard that and we'll sit down and we'll talk, okay?
Alderman Marcelo?
Aye.
Alderman Holly?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter?
Thank you. Thank you.
Local Law A of 2024 to be known as Local Law 1 of 2024 if adopted. This is local law abolishing section C 132 of the city charter pertaining to a citizens review board by Mayor Cinquanti.
Can you vote on this, Tony?
We do.
What's the sponsor?
Okay, so moved.
Discussion, okay?
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter?
Aye.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye,
And Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
very good.
All right, anyone else have anything to say before we adjourn the meeting? No? All right, motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn, thank you.
Alderman Marticello?
Aye.
Alderman Holliday?
Aye.
Alderwoman Collins?
Aye.
Alderman Carpenter?
Very good. Before you go,
time passed out earlier.
Always come with material.